Hello, everyone. Y'all know why y'all here. Let's finally get into the fans' frustration with the Degrassi. I guess I could say mistreatment or not so proper writing for the LGBTQ characters. Um, I'm gonna say this: there are some things Degrassi definitely could have done more and better when it came to the LGBTQ characters. I'm not gonna sit here and lie that they didn't have those options. They definitely could have. Like Imogen was a character I never cared for, but I wish they would have dived more into her past sexuality, cause she liked anything. She identifies as a lesbian or bisexual. She liked the boys, she liked the girls, she liked the trans. She liked it anything, right? That's the first thing she said at 16. She's open-minded. She doesn't discriminate. She likes what she likes. I wish they could have dived deeper into that, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because I know a lot of people thought it was really frustrating to see that, she just did it Eli at season 11, then she kissed Fiona at the end of season 11, in their relationship in season 12, and in season 13, she's trying to get with Adam, and I think everybody was thinking, I thought she was a lesbian, but it wasn't until season 13 that she finally came out as, being pansexual, so that's the frustration I think that the fans talk about, and I agree. I think there's just a lot of different terms for people for what they like nowadays that they try not to put a label on it, and I think that's what they were doing with Imogen. I think they knew that. Well, what if her character is a bisexual or a lesbian? What if she's someone who likes what she likes? Who just say fuck labels. If I want to kiss a trans, I'm gonna kiss a trans. If I want to be trans, I'm gonna be with a trans. You feel me? I definitely wish they would have dived more deeper into it because I never really cared for Imogen. Like I said, when I was watching season 12, I totally forgot that she was going to repeat a year because she was failing all her classes because of what everything was going on in her home life for her dad. I don't care for Imogen. I never really cared for her character. I thought she was a very nice person. I thought she was very sweet. She was very quirky. I didn't really care for her and Fiona's relationship as much. I will say they didn't really have a logical reason breaking up. Back when I did watch the show, I don't really think Fiona and Imogen really had a reason breaking up other than it being that insecurity of Imogen feeling like she just doesn't belong in Fiona's world. And Fiona going to college and her repeating her 12th grade year just seems like she would be holding Fiona back for meeting someone who's in the same time that they are in life. You feel me? I think that's a more mature reason than Degrassi just break them up due to some stupid shit. So you could say that they did have a logical reason breaking up. You feel me? I just gave the logical reason. Does it suck that they have to break up? Yes, because at this point, I think Degrassi was allergic to having their couple be in game. Like, out of the newer generation, I mean, like my generation, the early 2010 era for Degrassi, season 10 through 14. You mean to tell me the only couples that were in game was Claire, Eli, Allie, and Dallas, and Jenna and Connor? Relationships that I care nothing for. Like Claire, Eli, of course they were going to be in game. You could see that shit from a mile away, but I feel like there were other couples who deserved it more. Even in Grassy class, there were no couples who were in game other than Shay and Tiny, and who else? Zoe and her girlfriend Rasha. That's it. And Grace and fucking Jonah. And I think, and I'm alluding to the fact that Maya and Vic were in game. That's it. Are you fucking kidding me? Get the hell out of here. That's bullshit. Degrassi at this point really was allergic to having their best love stories be in game. Get the fuck out of here. We all knew that Drew and Bianca should have been up there for couples who should have been in game. Get the hell out of here. They just kept fumbling bags, kept fumbling them, and kept fumbling them, and kept fumbling them. You know, already made Shauna and Emma not in game. Now you're going to turn around and not make Drew and Bianca in game. You're going to turn around and not make Craig and Ellie in game. Get the hell out of here, man. Degrassi was allergic to make their best couples on the show be in game. Now you're going to rub it in our face that E-Claire was in game. Get the fuck out of here. At first, when I watched the show, I was so happy that they were in game. But looking back on that, I really don't care about the being in game. I don't think they really should have been in game, but I'm not mad at the fact that they were. That's just how I feel. back to the representation of the LGBTQ characters. Okay, so I think one of the characters on the show that I feel like they definitely could have done more with is Tristan. Tristan was an openly gay male, an openly gay guy, Degrassi. You know, he was openly gay. But I feel like they could have done more because, you know, he's already out, but Degrassi still showed that he still has a struggle, which is trying to find love within himself and trying to find that, you know, within the high school hallways. Because I remember he said something to Maya, I think in season 12, that being the 15-year-old boy in a summer class who was gay is a big insecurity, especially when there's no other gay guys for you to look at or date. You feel me? So it kind of made sense why whenever a guy would talk to Tristan that he just thought that they might have liked him because he really wasn't, like, I guess he would say not attractive. And then you have to say it's 11 years old. Tristan was very bigger, you know, before the actor lost all the weight. They could have added that into his character, like feeling insecure about his weight. You know, they could have did that instead of making him feel like he needed to lose weight for the guy to like him. That just shows the insecurity that Tristan really has within himself. I did not like that all the stuff that Tristan would do when it came to, you know, fixing his internal self that had to do with a person that he liked. Like, why can't he just do it because he wants to get better? Like, you don't want to lose weight because you want to be well healthier, not because you want someone to notice you. It's not love. It's not. You make it seem like it's kind of like shallow, I guess, that you make it seem like that person only cares about attraction. I don't give a fuck what a motherfucker looks like, so what they have. At the day, it shit comes down to how the fuck you treat me, how we treat each other. Period. If you want to be for an attraction thing, then you gonna run off once you see another thing that catches your attention. You like to be the honey bitch. Like, come on out. I definitely would have done more with Tristan because I thought Tristan was very insecure, and I feel like he would project his insecurities onto other people because he could not find love and that he dealt with major self-worth issues. I don't know if it was like a home life thing, like if Tristan wasn't getting love at home, was he not getting affirmation at home? Was there something going on in his home life that made him feel like he just had to be such a pleaser when he got in his relationships, like just be such a pushover, don't set boundaries, like was he afraid of abandonment? Like they didn't tell you shit about Tristan other than he was just an openly gay guy and he wanted love. That was his character, and as long as he wanted love and he was in a relationship, he was cool being stepped on. Tristan is better to me because Miles treated him very horrible in a relationship. Their entire relationship. It's not one time Miles didn't treat him like trash. I mean, next class yesterday when I was watching it, for someone to say that they're constantly used to you hurting them whenever y'all date, that's not love. It's not. So why continue to give this person a chance? Why for them to do it all over again? I mean, like, fucking Jesus. Miles fell in love with somebody else and had sex with somebody else. Tristan was in a fucking coma, fighting for his fucking life. And Miles just said, you know what? I'm going to just fall in love with somebody else and I'll catch you when you wake up. And Tristan still took this nigga back. Oh my God. Fuck him trying to find love. What's up with them self-worth issues, bruh? Let's talk about that. What you mean? Let's talk about that. I definitely feel like they could have dig more deeper into Alex's lesbian journey. Her figuring out she was a lesbian. I didn't feel like they could have done more with that, and my opinion, my sister both agreed on that. I feel like Fiona's lesbian journey wasn't bad. As much as she was a character I didn't care less for, her lesbian journey wasn't bad. Like, them using Adam for a reason why she liked females. Like, Adam was trans, yes, but he didn't have his body transformation, so he still had the body parts of a woman. And Fiona liked him because of that. She liked that he had boobs and that he still had the woman figure. Even though he identifies as a man, she liked that he still had the woman body. For you feel me? And I think people feel like, oh, because they didn't get the transition, they're still a female. No. They're trans. Male to female to male. Don't get it twisted. Just because they didn't get the transformation don't mean they identify as not being trans. There's a big fucking difference. You're trans whether or not you get the transitions or not. Period. What do you mean? The fuck? So that's how they would have Fiona was gay. I think the biggest frustrations I might have with some characters on the show who didn't get much for their LGBTQ storyline. Actually, no, I think it might just be one. Is it two? Adam is actually a character I wish they would have done more with on the show. Adam was their first trans character, and he got scraps, trash bags. They did not treat him as if he was important, and I really hated that. For season 10, 11, season 10, they did the episode where it was transphobia, right? Bianca outed him out for being trans, and he got bullied because of it. And then in season 11, they did the whole storyline again with transphobia of Dave, because Dave did not understand Adam's transition. You feel me? Even though he expressed an opinion, it was a hateful opinion that he could have kept to himself. And he tried to make a point by basically saying, oh, just because a girl dresses up like a guy, don't mean she should use the guy's bathroom. You feel me? But it's hateful because Adam is trans. Regardless if he gets the surgery or not, he is a fucking boy. That's what he identifies as. For you to make it like, oh, he's just a tomboy, dressed up in boy clothes. She thinks she's just using the bathroom. I think people who don't understand trans or don't understand the gay community can be very hateful. Ask questions before you just become hateful and so homophobic or transphobic. Degrassi did a great job at expressing the transphobia that the world has. You feel me? But it felt like the same recycled storyline they did in season 10. They gave Adam anything in season 11. He didn't do shit in season 11. He sat sidelines. He had that podcast with Dave, and they became great friends afterwards. He didn't do anything, and then they gave him a love interest in season 12 just for him to be pushed aside after that, just to kill him off within 10 episodes, season 13. I fucking hated. Adam deserved so much more with his time on the show, and I loved Adam. He might not be one of my favorite characters based upon the fact that he didn't get much, but whenever he was on my screen, I found him very interesting. He was the sweetest guy in Degrassi. I know if I was going to Degrassi, I would have been great to date a guy like that, because it's not every day you would get a sweet guy, for real, you don't, and I would have been lucky if I dated Adam. I think Adam is the biggest frustration for what the show could have done more with. I'm not gonna lie. To me, the greatest gay storyline on the show is definitely Marco. Marco had the most compelling, consistent gay journey on the show. I definitely feel like his was fantastic. Although from season 2 to season 4, great. His conversation he had with his dad when he finally came out, phenomenal acting. His part 1 and part 2 episodes, amazing. The episode with his mother found out he was gay, fantastic. Like, Marco had some really good storylines. Yes, and I would say right after Marco, I think I'm going to have to give it to Miles. Miles' bisexuality storyline was really good. I really enjoyed that too. You know, him not wanting to label himself because of caring what other people thought, you feel me? He struggled with his own identity, so he didn't want to label himself being a bisexual man, if that makes sense. Y'all have to watch next class meeting for me to make it make sense. Because when he started, like, Tristan and stuff like that, and I remember when he started dating Zoe, you know, she asked him something like that about, oh, so dating a guy wasn't weird for you. And he was like, no. And he said, you're supposed to love the person, not the gender. And I absolutely agree with that. It should not come down to if they're gay or not, whether or not, if I'm gay, I like what I like, period. I love the person, not the gender. I don't give a fuck about labels. But the reason why Miles never really came out as bisexual, and y'all could tell whenever someone bring it up to the table, he instantly, like, you know, ignored it or tried to pretend like that's not what he was, even though that is what he was. And because the media and society makes bisexual people look like they're promiscuous because they need to have two of the best worlds, what it has nothing to do with being promiscuous. They like what they like. They like females and they like males. That's the problem. I don't understand when people care so much what people do in their lives. So when Miles when they came out for being bisexual, I thought that was really good because he is such a compelling character. Miles is such a fantastic character. Not only that, he's so fucking cute. Like, his glow up in this class he's so handsome. He's 6 feet tall, nice white chocolate. I love me a white man. I don't care. I love me a white man. He was so fine. Like, you feel me? And I think when he found out he was bisexual, it made sense why he struggled with his identity. Wanted to be something, whether his dad wanted him to be something, or just struggling because of his reputation within his family. So that's why he never came out as bisexual. But when he said the bisexual part is what makes him love Tristan, even though that scene had no chemistry in it. I really wish Tristan and Miles had chemistry. I really wish, because that scene would have been so much better if their relationship had chemistry. But they did. So if the scene is still great, it's just, I think instead of him coming out to Tristan being bisexual, it probably would have been way better if he came out to his family, like his mom and dad, and Hunter, and Frankie. Because him and Tristan, they just did not have chemistry to me at all. None whatsoever. Who else did I like? I liked Zoe's storyline as well. Seeing her struggle being in the closet, and then trying to pretend like she is a lesbian, and then dating Winston to cover it up. You could see the emotional stress it had on her. She burned herself with her flat irons and just continued to just reflect pain on just that wound. She burned it. She burned a candle on her wound. Zoe's storyline was really fantastic. That was the best storyline they did in season 2. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That was such a fantastic storyline. Like, her being in the closet was so dark. It was so great, and I feel like whenever she talked to Tristan, he didn't understand where she was coming from. He was just trying to force her to come out of the closet as if her life would be so much better. Okay, I understand that. You don't want your friend truly being in the closet. You want her to be herself. You want her to be happy. You want her to be free. I understand that. But Zoe felt like she had lived up to her mother's impossible imperfections and shit like that. Her mother saw her kissing her girlfriend, and she took it as, oh, it's just a phase. You feel me? You'll get out of it when you meet a handsome man. Right now, you just, you like women because you haven't met a white boy yet. When she finally came up to her mom shut her down and said, I want nothing to do with you. That is why she didn't want to come out. She came out to kids in her school, but she didn't come to her mother. Zoe's L.G.B.T.Q storyline was really fantastic. The writing for it was fantastic. And I feel like I loved her character. I know, like, people feel like her redemption arc or whatever was terrible because when we went to the next class, she still was doing, shit that was, like, childish, you feel me? I understand that, but you can say what you want to say, but around season 3 and 4, she was a fantastic character. She was completely different. She was friends with everyone. She was class president. She was valedictorian for her fucking class. She gave the fucking graduation speech. She was a different. By the time next class ended, Zoe was different from when she came to show the 13, in my opinion. You feel me? She was completely different. That's how I felt. She was completely different. I didn't want to say too much. You feel me? I would say this. I did play Degrassi just to cut down more when it came to the storylines for the LGBTQ. But okay, I'll say this and I'm done talking. With Zoe in the Grace storyline, that storyline would have felt way better if Grace was a lesbian or bisexual or whatever, because they could have had a secret relationship and it could have been outed. You feel me? Like, it could have been so much more drama to it. You feel me? Instead of just Grace using Zoe because she's gay and she feels like she's older to her. It makes no sense. There's no way in hell I can go all the way with a girl, which is having sex with her, and say I'm not a little interested in a female. That makes no sense. It's stupid. It would have been way better if Degrassi did something where Zoe's a lesbian. Grace likes the girls and she likes guys, but she hasn't identified herself as someone who likes females, so she wants to keep her and Zoe's relationship in the out and on the private and the secret side. That would have been way more interesting to me, at least my opinion. I can't speak for anybody else. Because, yes, when Zoe did have sex with Zig, Maya was the one who got hurt in the end. Not Grace, Maya was. So, you feel me? I definitely agree. The rest of them could have done more with their LGBTQ characters. There's some that had storylines I care nothing for, like Riley. I don't care for his gay journey at all. I didn't like the actor's acting, honestly, and I definitely feel like his journey dragged out a bit. Like, why are we still talking about Riley still being in the closet in season 11? This character came in here in season 8. He's been here for season 8, 9, 10, 11. He's been here for 4 fucking seasons at this point. Why is this shit still dragging? Marco's out of the closet by the time we got to season 4. What are we doing at this point? Come on now, talk to me. It might be season 4 or 5. I might be tripping or talking on my ass, but I think Marco did finally come out of the closet to his dad in season 4 or 5. But because of that, it wasn't like it dragged. You feel me? Like, come on. Why the fuck is he still talking about Ronnie being in the closet by the time we get to season 11? This is stupid. I didn't like his acting, and his storyline wasn't all that interesting to me, so I really could care fucking less, honestly. But that's all I really wanted to tell you guys. Like I said, please be looking out for my Temptation Island videos. Like I said, I'm going to watch 2 couples introductions into the island, see why they're here, and then we're going to watch the final bonfire. We're going to do that because their final bonfire is going to tell you about their journey and everything they did on this time on the island. I'm not going to sit here and watch 10 episodes from the season to watch that one specific couple. I'm not doing it. I don't watch Temptation Island 1,000 times, so if I could just listen to why they're here and watch the final bonfire, I'll get all the information I can, and I will come up here and give you guys my thoughts and opinions. As always, it's nice talking to y'all and catch y'all on my next video.